Okay, so welcome. This is actually the first demo webinar we've done of the digital food safety system. So hopefully, a bit of a learning curve, but hopefully it's going to be really good for you guys and insightful, and hopefully not too many technical gremlins. And something that we are looking to do periodically on a fairly regular basis, so you can get other members of your teams involved in the future. 10:32, so I'm going to make a start. So thank you for coming on board today. The vast majority of you are already members, so you're kind of aware of what we do, but just as a reminder, NCAS has been supporting independent hospitality businesses for over 30 years. We help members trade safely, legally and profitably. Obviously, we do this by offering a comprehensive food safety management system. So my name's Gary Bruce. I've been with NCAS for nearly 3 years now. I've got a lot of operational experience, over 20 years of running restaurants and pubs. And yeah, I've used plenty of alternative apps over the years. Generally find them expensive and overly complicated. And I think we're in the process of developing a really, really good kind of version of our own. So what the digital food safety system does, it gives you customizable digital safety checks, actions, and secure digital record keeping on the go. And essentially saves you time, increases efficiency, drives standards, and gives you confidence in compliance, ultimately. What we're going to be doing, so there is the chat and the Q&A options at the top. Feel free to leave comments and suggestions in the chat, but we won't be responding to those. But there will be time at the end for a Q&A. So if you do have any questions, then pop that in the Q&A section, and we'll come on to those at the end. Anything really specific to your business, still probably best to contact the account manager. Everyone's got their own dedicated account manager, and you can go from there, and they'll be able to answer like kind of site specific questions. So I'm going to share my screen now with the digital safety app. Okay. So can everyone see that okay? Excellent. So in my demonstration portal, I've got a number of units. I think this is set up as a premium plus. I've got 5 available units. And today I'm going to be using my public house, my fixed site, which is the Spirit of Eden pub. So when you first join NCAS, what we ask people to do is complete your risk assessments. Once they're completed, that unlocks this digital food safety system for you. So you can see that my bottom premises unit there is locked. That's because those haven't had risk assessments completed. As soon as you have, then everything will become available to you. So I'm just going to log into here. So I've got this week coming on the go. So I was closed on Monday. So the first day of trading was a Tuesday. First of all, what I'll point out is all of the documents. So everything that you upload to your dashboard automatically appears here. So you don't need to duplicate work. So it's really good, space where you can host anything you want. So you've got all your risk assessments that you've completed. You can put your alcohol license, all your policies will be on there. You can put your last pest control report. You can put your last EHO report on there. So a whole host of things. Just means that all your documentation is neatly stored in one place. This is, obviously for the purposes of today, I'm doing this on the laptop though in all honesty, it's designed to work best on tablets and phones. It works on any device, works on any Apple device or Android. But obviously for the purposes of this, I'm using the laptop, which it also works fine on. So obviously it includes all of your, which is a note on the documentation. So just like the manual that you get sent out, physical paper version, you've got the all of the documentation is primary authority assured. So it's a Royal Borough of Greenwich in London, that covers England for us, Wrexham Council for Wales. Okay, so everything really stems, so this is kind of your home screen. It tells you kind of what days you've got open during the week, any actions, a bit of a dashboard really. In terms of setup, which is kind of, I think, what most people are here for, it's you go into that kind of burger icon in the top right hand corner, you click on that and you go to unit settings. The unit settings is really kind of, I'd say, the brains of everything. It's kind of what you plug in here really determines what comes out in kind of the checklists and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go into there. Okay, so first of all, it's your appliances. So this is your fridges and freezers. So really easy to add. You can put them in whether you want a minimum number of checks or just leave it leave it blank and then just do your number of ad hoc checks, whatever suits you best. I'm going to add a fridge. So call it fridge 3. And I'm just going to save that. And you'll notice it comes at the bottom. I would suggest doing these checks in the order that you walk around your unit. So I'm just going to reorder that on this button, and you can drag and drop it into any position you want, which is a really useful feature. And that's on all the checklists. So you can see there, we've now got fridge 3 appeared. Dishes. So I've kind of separated it into sections. So I've kind of got starters and sandwiches. Then I've got my mains section and kind of cakes, desserts at the bottom. So again, I'm going to add a new dish. So again, bottom right hand corner, add a dish. I'm going to call it fish and chips. I haven't got that on the menu yet. So obviously I'll add it to the cooking temperatures. I'm not going to be hot holding it, won't be cooling it. I'm going to put a minimum number 1 check a day. And this is good if you've got multiple units. You can save time by applying it to all units. You can, so you can if you're doing the same product across 3-4 venues or units. If you're a mobile caterer, you can just apply to all units, which means you're not duplicating the work. Okay, so first thing to do, is it vegan? So I'm going to include it in my allergy matrix and saying, is it vegan or vegetarian? It's not so. And then with is the dish gluten free? This one isn't. And we've got in here, we've got wheat. Obviously, it's going to have fish, and then we'll say eggs and milk for the batter. There we go. I'm just going to say, may contain spelt, which is a good feature. This is for, sometimes you get things on packaging that will say produced in a factory, that also produces, peanuts or sesame seeds. Just allows you to kind of cover your back and include that as well. And then that's saved. And you can see it's gone to the bottom. Again, I want that as part of the main courses. So I'm going to just click on that reorder button, and then you can simply drag and drop it into position. Just pop it up here and save. Now, what I'm going to do at this point, I'm going to show you the allergen matrix, because this all ties in, and it's a really good feature of what we do. So again, just click on the burger icon, come down to the allergen matrix, click on that. Just as a sense check, you always have to approve any updates that you do. obviously it's a sensitive piece of information, and just going to click on that. Going to pop a squiggle on that and sign that. Then you've got the view matrix option on the bottom left of here. So I'm just going to click in that. Now, got options with this. So it's a dynamic static QR code. This QR code will not change. This is the QR code for that premises. So you can snip and put this QR code on your website, put it on your menu. You can print it out and put it on, laminate it and put it on your order point. So it's really good. And then obviously when people scan that QR code, so feel free if anyone wants to quickly take a scan of that so they can see how it appears on a customer's phone. Let's give you 10-15 seconds to do that. So you should all have something that looks like this. Is that correct? Really clean looking document. Again, one of the good things we've been with Encass is we kind of always one step ahead. So we've kind of separated those 6 gluten categories as recommended. It's not legislation yet, but it more than likely will be in the coming year or two. So again, just one step ahead, and it's better information for your guests and customers. So you can see here you got the ticks for the yes, it does contain, and then the MC for it may contain. You can see the fish and chips is already, so it's instantaneous. So it's really good. So you can literally say you've had a delivery from your bread supplier and you've been delivered 400 burger buns, and they've delivered them with sesame seeds on them. You need to use them, so you can literally jump on here, click on the dish, add the sesame seeds, close it, approve it, and it's instantaneously, it's a live document. And you can see it's all timestamped in the bottom right hand corner to say last approved. That's been done just now. Close that down. Go back to the it disappeared. Okay, so Telecollision just disappeared, so let's open up a fresh one. Just going to open that up for you. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we're back up, and so go back into the unit settings, and you've got checklists. So 2 types of checklists. You've got the mandatory checklists that are the double tick options. So these are the ones that Greenwich and Wrexham have kind of signed off and said they're happy and content with the information and that we're asking and that we're completing. And that just means that you've got the confidence that it's been primary authority assured, and it's going to stand up against, as long as it's been used correctly, obviously, it's going to stand up against any EHO and local authority checks within England and Wales. And then you've also got the checklists with the person on, and those ones are just your own customizable checks. That these ones that I've created for the pub, and just operational purposes for more consistency and standards. And again, really useful. Everyone's probably got clipboards and folders with, checklists in. You can transition all of those across to here. I'm going to add a check. So again, very simple. If I'm just going to add a checklist, you go down to the bottom right-hand corner, add the checklist. I'm going to do a takeaway station. Okay. I'm going to add it to all units. And then auto create, that means it will automatically come on. Normally when you create a checklist, it would be like that. If you want it to open every day, you start a day, you go onto the auto create. Okay, and I'm just going to add a couple of checks in there. So let's add in bags. Tell what unit, what you want it added to. Okay, and should pop a couple more in. Cutlery. And we'll do sources. And again, you can reorder them if you want, but yeah, that's all set up now. And you can see there, it's automatically appearing there. So as I said, just any of these checks, you can just literally click on these three dots, the ellipse on the right hand side, go to edit, and they'll normally be, it will appear like this normally. Anything you want to appear every day when you open and start a day, you can just auto create. Okie doke. And then also you've got suppliers. This is where you can enter any of your food suppliers or drink suppliers, so you can enter delivery checks as well. So that's the unit settings done. So let's start the day so you can see it all in action. So I'm just going to start the day. Start today. If you're a mobile trader or you're working at a particular event, you can name it. So you do Glastonbury if you're trading at Glastonbury and do that whole thing there. But ultimately, you can just press start when it's on the day, and it will start as today. I've got quite a lot of checks on mine. So let's just start on this. So we'll go to opening checks, and it's really just a simple, kind of going through them. Good sense check that everything's ready for the day. So these are good working order. Let's put no so you can see how the actions look. A red hopping board. Let's go red chopping board instead. Let's say it's got a lot of scorches and marks, so it needs replacing. And then you can just create the action. Let's create that. For the rest, just for time purposes, we'll say everything is fine. Maybe just do one more. I'll do let's say there's been mice activity in the bin area. And this is what EHOs want to see. It's, we're giving you a food safety management system. They don't want to see just tick boxes all the time. They want to see that it's being used properly. So, and it's been about honest, being honest as well. And so I'm going to put pest activity in bin store. Pest control company. I'm just going to create that action. You can see there it's flagged up as no, and we've got that action created. And then we can, so this is one of my custom checks. So this is just one that I've created for a kitchen team. Have they completed the line checks, prep list ready, station stocked, and just making sure that they're doing all the tasks that they need to be done on a daily basis. And as you can see there, you can even, when it's a customizable check, you can say if you want a details box once that's done. So you can put butchers ordered for Thursday delivery. So you can go back and see what's been done. Again, this is like, for a pub. So, I've done another custom check of, has everything been set up? Again, more for standards and consistency, really good for kind of new staff members and people like that. So let's go on to some of the more mandatory checks. So fridge freezer checks so you can see here, the fridge 3 that I created earlier is appearing in here. And you've got 2 options. You can either set it for a minimum number of checks per day, or you can leave it and just do them as and when you need to do. And literally simply click into it and add the temperature in. It saves. Again, it's all time stamped, what the temperature is, what time it's been done, who's done it, and that all depends on who's logged in. And I'll show you how to add team members in a short while. Do a couple more. Let's do a freezer. Again, when you type this in, it automatically goes to a minus figure for you. And you can save it. On that top one, you can see that one of the 3 checks has been done, so you know where you stand with that. Okay, cooking temperatures. So obviously you don't need to do multiple checks on every dish every day. You just it's showing just due diligence, compliance. So you can say, you can exclude them from the list, those ones that you're not going to do. Put this on the beef burger. So you can see the fish and chips. Again, that's the one I've just created earlier on. It's automatically appearing in these checklists. And I've put there that I wanted at least one of those checks done per day, and that's now all completed, that it's been done. Yes, you got same scenario for hot holding and cooling, the main kind of checks. Say to pubs, so I've even kind of created a security check for the end of the day. Is all the cash in the safe, doors and windows locked? Like knowing that I've got an assistant manager who's doing these checks at the end of a shift just puts my mind at rest a little bit. Okie doke. So that's pretty much it for how to complete checklists. You can see we've got a couple of actions. So we've created the chopping board that needs replacing. Again, so it appears in the dashboard. So you've got a really good quick snapshot of where you're at for the week to date in terms of completed checks and any actions that need addressing. So you can see that obviously yesterday is completed, today is in progress, so it's orange. And if you haven't started it, it will be a red. So I'm going to go to this chopping board. I'm going to add an action in. So you just go to the bottom right corner, click on that, and just add a comment. And put ordered from Nisbets, arriving Thursday. There we go. And just to remind you, with Nisbets, if you get If you sign up, you get a 5% discount if you're on standard, 10% if you're on premium. So it's always good to know that. Got over 20 partners now, so definitely go onto the rewards section of your dashboard and sign up to as many of them that are relevant for you. All goes towards making the membership cost negative. Let's pop in the pest controller, so add a comment in for that. So you can almost use it as a maintenance log, and so it's just showing that you're following a process. If EHO were to come in on a period when you've got activity, you can show them that it's in hand, that you're dealing with it. Engineer attended site. Action and put in place. And you can add that in. It starts creating this kind of flow chart for you. Okay, let's pretend it's Thursday. Let's say the chopping boards arrived, so you can literally go in and say arrived and placed into service. And you just resolve action. So then it's all ticked off, it's resolved, tells you when it's been resolved, and you've got the strike through line on the actions there. So again, you've got that snapshot. You know that one of the 3 actions you've currently got going has been done. Deliveries, there's 2 types of deliveries. Got the generic one. So this is the one we recommend using, and this just kind of covers everything that you need in terms of just the delivery checks. So you've got all of these items in terms of, was the packaging okay, labeling okay, and was it the right temperature? And what you can also do, again, you can add an attachment here, so you can take a picture of the delivery note of the delivery on your phone, add that in, so it all kind of ties in nicely with it. And then you've got the weekly and monthly reviews. So again, these have been kind of approved and signed off by the primary authority. So for the weekly, it would just be a case of making sure every day is completed. Any actions have been completed as well, or in progress. And then it would say, have any issues been identified and resolved. I've also added a handful of my own checks as well into the weekly. So obviously I want to do a weekly fire alarm call point check. So you can literally go, yeah, you can go 4.2 tested, no issues. You can put your probe calibration check in. And it's all there. Monthly review, bit more detailed. Again, this is all the things that the primary authorities have said we should be checking on a monthly basis. It's really good for your kind of compliance and due diligence. Okie doke. So really not too much more to add in. I'm going to quickly show you how to add a team member. So you can have as many team members as you want. Now, what you get with a lot of other apps is you'll have a very basic kind of package to start off with, and if you want to add bolt-ons in terms of like additional staff members or additional units, it all really starts adding to the price. Don't forget, this is all included for free in your Encass membership. So again, just click on the burger icon in the top right corner, and you go to My Team, and you literally just go add a member, pop their name in, pop their email address in, say what hierarchy level you want them to have, and if you're ever wondering who gets what access, you can click on the green question mark, and that tells you what each of those hierarchy levels can and can't do. and then you press save. They will get an email, they'll create a password, and then they'll have access to the digital food safety system. So some of you may have seen it as the digital safety app. On the dashboard, it still says digital SMS, which was the digital safety management system. We are in the process of transitioning it and calling it the digital food safety system. So you will see that change appearing kind of across the board, and the account managers calling it that as we move forward. Okay, and then you've got the reports section. So say EHO phone up and say there's been alleged food poisoning. Can we see your records from a particular date or this week? You go, yeah, no problem. You can choose when you want to use. So you can go in the view. So you got there, you can do this week, this month, last week, or even a custom date. Pop what you need, and then you can just click on report, and it creates a really nice looking document. It's instantaneous. Again, as we said, everything you've popped in is all here for the week to date, and any actions you've created or resolved is on there, and you can literally download that and send it to them. So, if they ask for information, you go, yep, no problem. And you can literally download it, send it to them within 5 minutes. That's a wow, and gives a huge amount of confidence in management, which is all that EHOs are predominantly looking for. And what NCAS do in terms of all the documentation and support and guidance and systems like this, that's what it provides for you. Those of you who know the compliance, the big folder that we send out every year, again, if you click on here, you've still got access to the compliance manual, and there's a series of help guides and FAQs on here as well. You can even redirect through to your dashboard, so you can access your kind of training documents and all that kind of stuff as well. But compliance manual, so still everything that is in the folder, it's all in here. I think we are there or thereabouts. Just think of anything else to show you. No, I think we are good. So hopefully you found that useful. Let's open it up to some questions. Yeah. So my colleague Lee is going to assist me with that. So I've not been seeing them come through.
So we'll put you on the spot then, Gary.
Okay, let me just stop sharing that window. And yeah, we're back on. Okay.
Right, we'll put you on the spot then, Gary. We've had a couple of people ask this question. Can more than one person download the app and make updates?
Yep. So absolutely, you can have multiple people. I said, as I mentioned, as many people as you want can access the app. It's a progressive web app, so it should be worth pointing that out. So what you can do, and what we always recommend, is you can log in through your internet browser on your phone or tablet, and then once you've got the digital food safety system open, you can actually save that to your home screen. Once it's saved to the home screen, it's normally this square with an arrow pointing out the top of it. Once it's on your home screen, it behaves just like an app. So that's really good, and multiple people can use it. If you've got you can even have two people using it at the same time, and then on that front screen you've got sync units button. So if you ever were to drop offline, or say you've got two people working on different things, and then you want to sync everything up, just sync units, and that sucks up all the information that you've just entered.
Right, I think the answer to this question is yes, but will I be able to work on the desktop/laptop to create everything like being shown during the webinar before staff access via the app on the mobile?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of setup, for me, it's probably easier to do that on a laptop and create your own checklists and move things around and put your dishes in and create your allergen matrix. absolutely. Do that whilst, during the setup phase of it. And then your team will, once you've kind of approved it all and synced it, it will just will be appearing on there for them.
And on checks, who gets the notifications?
On checks at the moment, there is no notification setting at the moment. It is in the development phase, so there's a few bits. It's all part of kind of the continuous improvement of the app, and so at the moment it's not set up for notifications. It's just you can log in and check it whenever you want, but it is something that is in the pipeline and the roadmap for coming months.
Okay, thanks for that. If one has multiple businesses, is the login straightforward? Do you click on a company profile, or do you need to log in and out using different membership numbers?
No, again, what I can quickly do, I'll just re-share my screen on here. So again, when you're on that initial, so this is once you've logged in to your digital food safety system, you can literally choose which site you want to log into. So I've got one of my other units there, or I want to go into this one. You can literally pick and choose which ones you go into.
Okay, and the last one I've got is there are new mandatory checks that appeared on last week of daily LPG and daily LPG on and daily LPG off. Why have these been put on? I assume that we have to do them all, and are they different to the usual LPG trader checks that are also on there as a daily check?
Yeah. So it was a good update that we did last week. What I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen again and just. Cool. Okay, so I'm actually going to go into my mobile unit for this. So again, go into unit settings, go to checklists. So the LPG gazebos and tents, or vehicles and trailers, these are the ones we've traditionally had on there. So these are very thorough and are more of a periodic kind of 6-month annual check to really make sure you've got kind of everything set up. But we appreciate that's quite long-winded, and once a lot of those things are done, they're kind of done. So we've created the daily LPG on and the daily LPG off checks. So literally, once you've kind of done the kind of periodic test, you can just go into edit, click it off so that one doesn't auto create every day, because you don't need that one every day. And you can literally go into the daily LPG checks and toggle that on, so they're on auto create. So those are the ones that open every day, and it's a more succinct checklist and gets you kind of set up for that day's service. So kind of 9 checks instead of 56, and then the off checks very similar. Okay.
Yep, I think we've got 2 more now just coming and go. So just the last 2, and I would say any others, please just keep adding them, and we'll answer them on the website, or that's the plan anyway. So 2 more. Can you show us how to close a day? I'm having issues with this.
How to close a day? Yeah, sure. So let's go into my. Really. So what happens is, let's go back into the unit I was working on. So you can see I've got Tuesday closed, and essentially it's making sure that all of these checks are green. So once all of these have been completed and you've done the right number of, you've done all the checks that you've kind of got in your open list for that day, once you've completed them, it will say literally, would you like to close day, and you sign it off. And again, that's all done, and you know it's closed because you've got the sign off box here. It's got the strike through line, and it's actually also locked as well. You have got the ability, the management have, to go in and reopen a day. So that's really important. So if there is something you need to adjust or amend, you can always, you do have that functionality as well.
There's actually probably a couple of combined actually. So is there a way to edit actions once opened, to upload some of our delivery notes or put a pest control report into an action? I constantly get the file or is too large. What is the workaround for that? Any ideas?
Well, in terms of adding comments, I think I went through that. So again, you can just click into the pest control activity and say we've created it. We've added, you got the action plan that's been put in place. I mean, you can add, say, you could add an attachment of either the document that they've kind of uploaded into kind of a report sheet, or again, you can just add as many comments as you want. Let's pretend it's a few days later. Action has worked. No signs of pests. Add that in, and we can resolve it. And as I said, you can even have this, like if it's say you got a fridge that's broken or oven. Again, you can even put the job reference number in, and it really acts almost as a maintenance log, which is really good. Let's just resolve that.
And very lastly, a two-part question. Does it completely replace written records, and which parts of the app work offline?
So yeah, it's designed to completely replace the written records. It's probably not best practice to do some written and some digitally. Effectively, we've already had members who've wanted to go paperless, and as I said, because this is all primary authority assured, everything you need is here. So everything that an event organizer might need, EHO might need, everything is here. So you don't need to you don't need to duplicate the workload at all. No. I'm sorry, what was the second part of the question again? Sorry.
Which parts work offline?
It's all designed to work offline. We appreciate that the vast majority of our members are going to be stuck in the middle of a field, either through a signal or at a festival where there's 30,000 people, maybe, all trying to use the same Wi-Fi. So it's all designed to work offline. And when you come back online, it'll just pop a little banner up and just letting you know that you're coming back online. If it doesn't sync, you can just go to this screen, and as I said, you've got this button in the bottom right hand corner, sync units. Okay.
Right, okay. We've got no more questions. If any more do come in, we'll monitor the inbox and post answers online. And if anyone's got anything specific, please call us and speak to the account manager.
Brilliant. Okay, so we've actually finished on time. Things that never happen. So really, really glad, and I hope everyone's found that insightful. And say you do have your account manager that you can phone up and ask specific questions about. And it's a really good addition to what's already a fantastic membership. We're here for you. We love representing the independent hospitality industry, and so have a great day, everyone. And say any comments, keep them coming in, and if you have any specific questions, we'll get back to you all, and you can always phone in and speak to your account manager. But yeah, have a great day, everyone.